I'm going to put these dual track Moto horns on my 2020 Harley Davidson Triglide. A friend of mine put them on his bike, on his Harley Davidson Road King, and I really liked how loud they were. Right now I have a very weak horn on my 2020 Harley Davidson Triglide, as I'll show you here in a minute. But anyway, this is just an install on these things. Okay, let's quickly see what's in the box. I already had it open. As you can see, I unwrapped it. We've got a calling card there and some instructions, some mounting bolts. We've got 2 sets of Y wires, one black Moto horn with a bracket here that's 3 inches long. There's 2 of them there, and I'll show you in here. And here's another one, and they both, like I say, they got their 2 of them there, so if you want to extend them out a little further, again, they're 3 inches long, they're black, and again, it does come in chrome. All right, let's go in here and just check this out. I got to take off the Jim's forceful fan right here, and the horns behind this thing, and it comes from Jim's force flow fan, and that's what I've been using for a long time. I just want to show you what the decibel level is on Jim's force flow fan horn, and here we go. Watch. I'd just like to say that this decibel test was a miserable failure. As you'll see, it shows about 31 with this horn, and with the other horns only shows 33, when in all actuality the new Moto horns are supposed to be 130 to 140 decibels, so this decibel test didn't work at all. Sounds pretty loud, doesn't it? All right, let's go in there and I'll show you my 2 choices for mounting this thing. One is on the gas tank mounting bolt on this side, 1 horn on this side, and 1 horn on the other side. That's my second choice. And my first choice will be down here, right here, just right between the frame here. Just put those brackets off here and kind of set it up in this area here. So let's go see how that works. All right, I need to get to the spaded horn wires, which the horn's behind here, so I need to remove Jim's force flow fan temporarily. And I'm just undo these 2 bolts and drop it off, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I got the Jim's force flow fan done, and here's the spade wires right here. I'm just going to disconnect them and hook them up to my Moto horn and see if they work. Quick look at Jim's force flow fan built-in horn, and you can see the spade terminals in there on the horn that's built into Jim's force flow fan. Not very loud, but it worked, but I wanted louder ones. Okay, here's the Moto horns, 1 to the positive, and 1 to positive, 1 to negative, 1 to negative, and then I'll just come out and plug these spade wires into my original horn wires, which are right here on the motorcycle, and we'll see if we get the horn to work. Decibel level, 2 horns, and turn the bike on. Hold my horns here and honk my horn. Ready? Okay, here we go, right here. Okay, that worked. And here's how I ended up bolting it to the frame. This is the OEM Allen head bolt with 1/4x20 threads. So I went up and bought a 1.5 inch Allen head bolt with 1/4x20 threads, and I ran it through a washer into the bracket, into another washer, into a 1/2 inch spacer with a 1/4 inch hole right there, and into another spacer right there, and then I screwed it all into the frame, and I put blue Loctite on that also. Okay, let's just go in there and I'll show you kind of how I got this one hooked up. You can see the bolt, the washer, spacer, washer, and then into the frame. And I got the wiring on the other side that I'll show you in a minute here. Now let's just go under here and check out these bolts that I put underneath here. There they are right there. Allen head, washer, bracket, and then a spacer, and then another washer, and then into the frame. And I Loctited that. And I'll show you what else I Loctited. Hang on. Now they fit pretty good. They clear the steering with no problem. I don't know how mud and stuff's going to happen, and the fender's supposed to stop that, but we'll see. Okay, and on the back side right there, this nut right there, I was able to tighten down. I put some blue Loctite on it also. And I had to use a wrench, it was pretty tight. But the other one, the other side over there, I Loctited that, and I was able to get a socket on that and tighten it up pretty good. So we'll see what happens. I just want to say here that they did supply a lock washer with the horns, and I also did put blue Loctite on the nut for double security, and then there's just a picture of the spacer there. There's the spacer down there on that one. Now remember these wires, these are the original OEM spade terminals that plugged into the gym's force flow fan wires. I had enough stuffed up under the tank that I could run them under the tank all the way clear up to the very front of the tank here. And there just wasn't quite enough wire to do what I wanted to do, so I had to make up two jumper wires, one black and one red, with 14 gauge wire, about 6 inches long. And I had to cut them in right here to meet up with the Motohorn wires. And after I put the wire loom over the wires, I ended up just taping up with electrical tape this connection here, the upper connection, and I did the same with the lower connection, just covered up with electrical tape. Okay, this is a finished product, and there's what they look like. And I'll go around the side here. And I put the loom wire on, as you can see. The only thing I worry about is if it ever gets wet. I don't know what will happen if it gets wet. But I put some loom wire on both sides. Let's go around here to the other side. There we go. And they are pretty loud. I'll see if I can go underneath there in a minute. And it kind of goes up underneath the crash bar here. And then here's the loom wire, and it goes up. And I just put some electrical tape around the connector there because I didn't have a lumen wire big enough. And then it goes up and it kind of runs parallel with the tank back to wherever it goes back there. Okay, test horn video. Have fob, will travel. Okay, we ready for the horn, and here we go right now. There we go. And final thoughts here, these Moto horns are very loud. The video may not portray them as loud as they are, but they are loud. And after a hard day's work, we went down to Anthony's restaurant at the Falls and had dinner. This is right downtown Spokane, Washington, and it's just the start of the mountain snow melt, and in a couple weeks this river's really going to be raging.